Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Chronicle video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming first anniversary of Dan Crow. We are only a month and a half away from the anniversary, and we are starting the journey from today onwards. Now, today's video isn't going to be about the characters. It's not going to be about the story. It's not going to be about the events. No, it's not going to be about any of that. Today, it's all about preparing your SELAS for the upcoming anniversary. Now, of course, I know a lot of you guys are already saving our SELAS. You know, none of you guys have summoned for Armin. None of you guys are summoning for Philvis. Even the next event that we're going to be getting at the end of this month, we should be getting one more before the anniversary begins. I think a lot of people are even skipping that one. But of course, I wanted to talk about how you can start preparing for the anniversary from today if you are starting from zero. Because in theory, based on our calculations and the numbers that are available in the game through rewards and stuff like that, you should ideally be getting very close to effectively getting one pity sorted out for the start of the anniversary. In theory, that would mean that you are approaching effectively 40 to 45,000 at the end of August. On August 24th, you should be at 40,000 SELAS. That is the theory. Now, of course, it depends on what you do. It depends on how you play the game. It depends on what you've got left over and so on and so forth. So in this video, I want to break it all down. I want to explain to you guys what I do to farm SELAS, because a lot of you guys tend to ask like, okay, I'm done with story. Now what? What do I do? How do I farm SELAS? And it's not as easy as, okay, you do this one event and you get 10,000 SELAS. No. It is a thing that you have to, spend time on. It's a process. It's not something that's immediately given in one go. So just keep that in mind. And of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more content. And of course, if you guys have any other suggestions for farming SELAS, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you have any questions, feel free to do so as well. We'll try and answer your questions, myself and the rest of the comment section who can answer your questions. So leave your questions if you have any as well down below in the comment section below. Now, the first and easiest thing that you can do is just be patient when it comes to SELAS, because one of the things that this game loves to do is just gift out SELAS regularly. I mean, like every time we get a login bonus, and we can check the notice for this as well. Every time we get a brand new event or anything big time, right? You always get 3,000 SELAS day one. Day zilch, you get 3,000 SELAS. And at the end of the login bonus that is available here, you get 300 SELAS. So basically, an event login bonus gives you 3,300 SELAS, which is one multi sorted out, right? That's easily one multi done, right? So that is obviously fantastic and an immediate thing that you can get. The other thing you want to look at is, of course, your mission and battle pass. Now, I'm going in order of the left-hand side. The things that are above my head, right? As you can see here, they're very useful. You want to keep an eye out on those. Your missions are equally important. On a daily basis, you get 30 SELAS, and then on a weekly basis, you get 200 SELAS. While it may not seem that much, it adds up, right? It does add up. On a weekly basis, you're effectively getting 210 plus 200, 410 SELAS across a month. That is effectively 1,600 SELAS, which is not a lot. It definitely isn't a lot, but it's almost a multi. It's about like three, four singles away from being a proper full-on multi, right? Which is still solid. It's nothing crazy to write home about, but it makes and adds a little bit to your SELAS count, right? It adds a bit to the SELAS count, which is super important. But then along with that, you also have a plethora of these free missions. Obviously, a lot of them involve CP ranking, summoning a bit, battle items, remaking, and so on and so forth. So this is more of a thing that happens over time thing, not immediately sort of thing. So I wouldn't worry too much about this. This is something that you will do in the future. What is important here is this episode bonding quest section. Now, I'll come back to this later on in the video, but this is also very useful and very important. Now, we also have some limited missions and some story missions as well. Now, in the limited missions, this is something brand new. This is something they've only started doing recently. You get 1,000 SELAS for doing test of strength EX. Now, This is not something that's easy to accomplish. Not a lot of players are going to be able to do it, but if you can, it's 1,000 SELAS, and I will be obviously providing footage and different ways you can kind of cheese your way into a victory as well. So obviously keep an eye out on the channel to see how you can achieve a easy win on these stages, of course, when the time is right. Now, this is the other one. This is something that a lot of people tend to ignore, and I don't understand why, to be quite honest, because frankly speaking, doing this is super easy. They don't ask you to clear these stages, the main story stages, on normal, hard, and very hard, and get all the battle missions done. All you need to do is just clear it. So take any units you want, any units you can, even if it is units that you believe may not be good enough, as long as they are able to deal damage, and of course take a support unit that can support, like a Haruhime that's above my head, you will be in an easy position to get this very easy 1,000 SELAS. They tend to do this whenever we get a new main story chapter. So of course, right now we have the Sword Princess and the Fairy one live in the game. Of course, this is only live for another 5 hours. By the time this goes up, it's probably only got like a couple of hours left. Make sure you guys get it done. But of course, if you're watching this afterwards, I'm sorry, you missed out on it, sadly. You really did miss out on an easy 1,000 SELAS. This is something that you should be able to achieve very, very easily. Now, there is potential that they might drop another chapter in 2 weeks' time with Philvis. We're still not sure about that. They haven't made a mention or anything of that sort. We'll have to wait and see. But I do believe so. I do believe that we will be getting a second chapter in 2 weeks' time with Philvis on the 10th of July. So keep an eye out for that. And maybe you can do that one and get an easy 1,000 SELAS as well. The event just requires you to do the stage again and again and again, and you get some easy SELAS. So this is very, very easy. This is very straightforward. Now, I'll come back to the My Character section, because this is something that I personally use as a sort of bank, basically. And it's something I recommend players use as a bank as well. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now, the other one is, of course, your arena stages. Now, obviously, if you watched yesterday's video, don't do Magic Stone Scramble. It's not worth it. At most, if you want to do Magic Stone Scramble, if you relatively want to do Magic Stone Scramble, just auto the stage and that's it. Try and get those stones in order to basically get this 1,000 SELAS, and that's it. Don't push yourself. I would not recommend playing this game mode. Even if you do play this game mode, it's every month you get 800 SELAS, which in the grand scheme of things is not that important. If you want, try and get to platinum, gold, but I wouldn't really worry too much, to be honest. I really would not worry too much. Now, the other thing I would say, however, is if it's your first time playing MSS, you're just starting out and stuff, right? Try and get high up, because you get some easy rewards here. Remember what I said in yesterday's video, right? If you get to hero, you will have no issues whatsoever, because even in hero, I think somebody left a comment saying that they were ranked 300 and they were in hero. So at 2,500 points, which is like the literal entry point of legend. Once you get into legend, you're automatically hero, basically. So if you're already hero getting into legend, you get some easy SELAS here for your first time, of course, right? So that is something people may want to consider, but if it's not worth the hassle to you, don't do it. Absolutely don't do it, but it is a way to get SELAS, and a lot of SELAS immediately there. On the other side, Battle Arena is super easy to get SELAS. I mean, this is probably one of the easiest things you can do to get SELAS, because frankly speaking, all you have to do is just keep clicking the update button until you see an easy team. For example, if you see a team like this one, just take it. Just take it and use it, because this is probably the easiest set of teams you see in Battle Arena, and you see them not super often, but often enough to the point where you can literally win consistently with just facing off against these teams. So just take advantage of that, and you will be able to get up very, very easily into like Diamond, Legend, and so on and so forth. And similarly to MSS, you also get first time rewards as well, so something for you to consider as well. These rewards are a little bit less than MSS, but they happen every 2 weeks, so very easy to reach legend. I always recommend players should reach legend in Battle Arena, because it's an easy 1,000 SELAS over the span of a month, basically. So far, based on everything we've seen, right, effectively you should be getting in a month about 3 or 4 multis, right, which is not bad, I would say, right? 2 to 3 multis minimum, 3 to 4 multis if you do everything including MSS, I would say, right? but 3 to 4 multis isn't bad considering what else you can do to get more SELAS as well. Now, of course, if you are a new player, you have the entirety of the story mode to do, which gives you a huge amount of SELAS, especially if you can do the battle missions. Now, the one thing I will say about the battle missions is that unfortunately, you might not be able to do all the ones at the top to get the 1000 SELAS. However, you can easily get 500 SELAS by doing normal and hard with the right setups. It's super easy in my opinion. All you need is just a team of 4 characters of the same attribute regularly, and that's it. That's all you need. This is where you need 6 characters of the same typing, so they have to all be water, they have to all be fire, or whatever it may be that they want. But in hard, it's only 4 characters and it's super manageable. I would say that this is one of the easier ones you can do and to get the 500 SELAS. So if you're a new player, take advantage of it. It is super handy. It is so handy. You may as well get it done. Now, on the other hand, in Sword or Toria, if we go to the event, this is the other way you can get a huge amount of SELAS as well. Now, of course, you have your boss battles and stuff. You see here, you can get some easy SELAS by just completing the boss battles and stuff like that, right? You get 100 SELAS for the clear and stuff, right? But the bigger one is, of course, your ranking quest. Now, the ranking quest, depending on where you finish, of course, in a familiar event and a solo event, you will get upwards of 2000 SELAS easily. I think getting 2000 SELAS or higher if you are a mid to late game player, super easy. If you're an early game player, you're probably going to get only 1000, 1500 because it's dependent on obviously your team setups and everything. But you should be able to get at least 1000, 1500 SELAS. Hands down, not even a question. So just do the ranking quest. Even if you feel like you're not doing super well, even if you feel like you could be doing better and stuff, just try it. If you feel you're weak, still try it because there's no harm in it. You setting a score will get you an easy amount of SELAS for free basically. So you want to do it because it gives you that much SELAS effectively, right? So far, again, with everything we've seen, story quest, event, right? The thing is, right, when we talk about story quests and ranking quests, right, the best way to put it is that if you're a new player, you have access to the story quests and being able to do those story quests to get those easy SELAS. Once you're done with the story quests, right, if you're a mid to late game player like myself or somebody else, you now move into farming the ranking quest and you start doing stuff like that to basically accumulate your SELAS, because now instead of getting the 1000, 1500 because you weren't scoring high enough, you've done the story, you've been through a lot, you've been able to upgrade your units, your rank is high enough. Now you can start getting 2000s, 2500s and so on and so forth in the in the ranking quests that are available in, of course, the events itself. So that is where your SELAS is made up basically, right? Similarly, you obviously have raids and Uncharted Battlefield. Now these alternate every half a month basically. So at the start of the month we have Uncharted Battlefield, at the end of the month we have raids, and both give 3000 SELAS each. So in total over a month you get 6000 SELAS. So effectively, again, that's another like 2 multis at least they're basically given to you effectively. So in a month you're getting about 7 to 8 multis, give or take, let's say, right? Give or take, let's say that is 7 to 8 multis, right? We've seen a lot of thousands being added up. We've seen a couple of 2000s, couple of 3000s, couple of together, combined together, 6000s over the span of a month, right? So if we take a look at that, right, let's reiterate everything again, right? So 6000 across there. The event ranking quest, depending on your finish, let's say it's 2000 SELAS overall from clears and everything, right? So that's 8000 SELAS. Story quests, if they add a story quest that month, that's an easy 2000 SELAS thanks to the mission and battle missions. If you're new, it's probably only a little bit. So let's say 1000 there. That's 9000 SELAS already right there, right? Which is good, obviously, right? That's super handy. Then your battle arena, that'll give you 1000 SELAS if you finish in legend, of course, right? So that's 10,000 SELAS. Now you have your login bonus that gives you 3000 SELAS. That's 13,000 SELAS, right? And then you mix it in with, extra gifts. Battle pass as well gives you a little bit as well. The shop as well, if you go into your recommended packs, you get a recommended pack every day for free, right? You get a weekly free pack. You now get a monthly pack as well, which gives 500 SELAS. So let's say that's about 1,000 SELAS across a month, basically, right? Give or take. I think it actually is 1,000 SELAS across the month at least. So that's 14,000 SELAS if I'm not mistaken. Then you go into your MSS, and let's say wherever you finish, that's, let's say 300 SELAS. I'm gonna give, let's say you finish gold, 300 SELAS, right? And then 1,000 SELAS there. That's 1,300 SELAS right there from Magic Stone Scramble as well, which is super handy. Again, 15,000, 16,000 SELAS. And then obviously you have little bits and bobs that come through sometimes, like this, for example, right? Where you can exchange for SELAS, where they give extra SELAS via gifts, bug fixes, maintenances, downloads, so on and so forth. So let's just chuck in over a span of a month, extra SELAS. You get another 1,500, 2,000 SELAS. So it's about 18,000 SELAS, let's say. Per month, you get 18,000 SELAS. Now that is bare minimum. I'm going with, like, I've taken the averages of, you know, you getting the least amount and stuff like that, right? 18,000, right? You now also have, and this is something that I didn't mention so far, and the reason why I didn't mention it is because I've been saving it as bank, is that if you now need to splurge on it, it's a good time to splurge on it. Because what I would recommend doing is going into your units and starting to claim all these CP rank rewards. Because first and foremost, by gifting characters obviously these boxes and stuff, right, you will gain obviously CP, you will gain SELAS through that as well. So you gain 100 there, CP rank 5, CP rank 20 it's 100 again, and CP rank 25 it's another 100. You also get more later on, but those are very hard to achieve and they take a lot more time. But that's the ones you want to get primarily, because along with that you gain access to a bond quest, basically these Artemis's Rampage, Goddess of the Hunt and stuff like that, because that will allow you to then effectively do these bond quests, which as you guys saw earlier on in the mission tab, right, if you go over to episode, it'll give you 30 SELAS per quest. And you can see right here, I've got so many left over because I've got so many units, right? Each character, each UR character has a bond quest. So the more characters you summon, of course, the more bond quests you'll have. You'll have 3 per character, and of course depending on the number of URs you have and stuff, right, you will accordingly be able to get a decent amount of bond quests going, basically, right? So say for example here I have 16, 24, 25, 26, 27 adventures there, 24 assists there, so 51 UR units there basically to give me bond quest SELAS, basically, right? 51 times 3, right? 51 times 3 first and foremost is 150. 150 times 30, I mean, y'all can do the math. That's about 4,500 SELAS. So it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but that's why it's sort of like a bank, basically, that I can use and splurge into whenever I need to. If I need to get a little bit more SELAS, right, to basically hit a multi or something, right, that'll help me out massively, and so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind. Now, that's the other thing as well. I'm at 47,000 SELAS, right? This event started on the 26th of June, right? For reference, 26th of June, if you go back and watch one of my videos on 25th or 24th, I was at 30,000 SELAS. It's been a week. I'm at 47,000 SELAS. 17,000 SELAS within a week thanks to this event. So, like I said, it just comes down to look at what you have available in the game and do it all. It will accumulate. It may not be immediate. Obviously, this was a little bit more immediate because I did all the content in one go and stuff, right? But some of this content is live for a couple of days. Some of this content is live for only a week. But that's what you need to do. Just time everything. Look at what you have. Look at what you don't have. And then do the content. I hope this video could help you guys understand the various ways to get SELAS. I've looked at almost every aspect of the game so far in terms of finding SELAS and looking at it. What I would recommend is just maximizing whatever you have. That's the most important thing. Even if it means that you're getting a little bit less than what I'm getting over a month, doesn't matter, because obviously with the anniversary coming up as well, they will give more SELAS as well. So keep that in mind, is that if you're starting from 0, don't worry, because they will give more SELAS during the anniversary as well. It's not like the anniversary is going to give 0, right? It's going to give more as well. We're going to get events as well, and so on and so forth. We are going to be getting another event in July as well. Keep in mind, at the end of July, start of August as well. So keep that in mind as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you have any questions or any other suggestions as well, leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.